So today we're working on this beautiful property. All the landscape has been taken care of very, very well, but he's got these 5 pine trees in the backyard that have a substantial amount of dead that's kind of accumulating. A lot of it is because of rust. And if we take a look at this tree over here on the end, we're gonna see some acute dieback where the needles have died so quickly they weren't naturally able to fall off, and so that is a sign and symptom of a problem. And so taking a closer look at it, this tree's got some rust, and what that rust does is it ends that terminal growth, so you won't see any new growth past it. You'll get these kind of cankers or the swelling on the branch, and then terminal dieback. That's what we're kind of seeing. So whenever we see some, on pine trees in particular, when I see dead on a pine tree and it still has its needles, then that's telling me that something's happened and the needles weren't able to naturally fall off. So what we're gonna do is go through and crown clean these, remove all the dead and likely a lot of the diseased branches, because when we talk about disease in the landscape, we're talking about the cleanliness is next to godliness, if you will, because a lot of the funguses still overwinter on the dead needles. So we want to get those we want to get all the dead out, do a nice good rake, and limit the amount of reinfection possible. So that's what we're doing today. So this is rust. You can see that orange rust, and that's what's causing this. And then there's a secondary issue. When this happens, now we have an entry into this tree, or now an entry into this tree, and you can start seeing the pitch tubes from the Sequoia pitch moth taking advantage of what this rust is doing. But a lot of times people will look at this and go, oh, a branch broke out and the tree's compartmentalizing it. But that's not the case. You can see this rust starting to kind of compromise the wound wood on this tree. So, like I said before, we want to remove as much of the dead wood out of it, because that's where a lot of those spores and things are. So just a good crown cleaning on this guy today. We followed it up with a fungicide treatment the other day to kind of help suppress the fungus from getting too out of control. So that's what we're doing today.
Make sure to check us out on our other social media platforms and make sure to like and subscribe.